It's time now for our weekly checkup with Dr. Isaac Bogoch. Good morning, Dr. Bogoch. Good to see you. I love the wallpaper there. So it's that time of the year again. We're almost 2 weeks or past 2 weeks back to school. More people are congregating indoors again as fall begins. Wastewater and other disease indicators for COVID-19 are beginning to increase in parts of Canada. And we know that this has been like the typical pattern each season. So what should people be aware of in terms of protecting themselves right now?
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. I mean, for starters, that's a great point. And many people might not even be aware of this, but over the last several weeks, there's been different metrics showing that COVID is on the rise. And again, it's not really surprising. We've seen this over the last couple of years. Wastewater signals are going up. The percentage of tests that are positive for people presenting to urgent care or emergency departments, those metrics are going up. There's just more COVID in the community now than there was several weeks ago, and that's going to continue to rise throughout the fall and into the early winter. So the steps, again, I think are similar, or basically the same as what we've been talking about for several years. It's important to remember that there's going to be a vaccine campaign starting pretty shortly in the early fall through much of Ontario and actually all throughout Canada. There's really two categories for the vaccines. There's the should be vaccinated and the may be vaccinated. And of course, in the should be vaccinated crowd are people who are at greatest risk for severe illness. So people over the age of 65, especially those over 80, and people with underlying conditions like immunocompromised states or structural heart and lung disease. These are individuals that could have more severe complications of a COVID infection, and that's in the should category. Everyone else is really in the may category, and again, it's like anything else. Some people may choose to do it, some people may choose not to, and if anyone has any confusion or questions, you can speak with healthcare providers to figure out what's ideal for you and your family.
Okay, good reminder there. And Dr. Bogoch, apparently a nasal spray is shown to prevent COVID-19. This is based on a randomized placebo-controlled trial examining the effectiveness of this nasal spray called azelastine in preventing COVID infection. It was published in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine on September 2nd. And researchers kind of concluded that the chance of developing COVID was about 3 times lower in the azelastine group compared with the placebo group. What do you know about this? And do you think that potentially this could be used for people, you know, like us in the future?
People like us. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, for sure. This is, it's always very exciting to see studies like this come out. The takeaway I had was this is very promising, but I think before we start making big conclusions and rolling it out en masse, you want to make sure that there is sound data, and this is a very positive arrow pointing in the direction that you need a big study, very similar study design to evaluate a product like this to see if it works in a larger population. But I think it certainly is promising, and any inexpensive, easy to use tool like this, if it works, obviously that could be very, very helpful in reducing the risk of infection. One other point I should make that to your first question, we talked about vaccines that are rolling out. I know the topic of masks got polarized and politicized significantly throughout the pandemic, but I mean, we're not going to litigate physics here. If people put on a mask in an indoor setting where the vast majority of virus is transmitted, you're going to reduce, not eliminate, but reduce your risk of getting this infection. So, crowded subways and buses, and any indoor space. I mean, again, it's just going to help reduce the risk of infection. We're well past the era of mandates, but people can choose to do that if they're nervous about getting this infection and want to reduce that chance.
Yeah, absolutely. A tangible, easy thing. Just slap on a mask. There you go. All right. Very quickly, Dr. Bogoch, thanks to TikTok, social media. I don't know if you've seen or if your kids are obsessed with Dubai chocolate. My younger son certainly is. So what's the deal with, the pistachios kind of being recalled in a lot of these Dubai chocolates? I was at CNE and someone was like, we were going to buy Dubai chocolate. I was like, is this one safe? I mean, how do you know? I know there's a link to salmonella. So how concerned are you about this?
Yeah, like anything else, you got to look at the product label, and if you're not sure, discard. But there was an outbreak of salmonella in pistachios. Many of these products were included in Dubai chocolate, but of course, we don't have to pick on that particular product, which is delicious, I might add. It could be in other products as well. So, we just stay tuned for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency or Public Health Agency of Canada for food recalls. because no one needs to get salmonella. It can cause gastrointestinal illness. You feel crummy. And in some people, it can be rather severe. Fortunately, that's infrequent, but it still can and does happen. Let's just stay up to date on these food recalls, ensure that our food supply is safe so that we can enjoy delicious Dubai chocolate and other wonderful products.
Yeah, it is certainly good. I won't lie about that. All right, Dr. Isaac Bogoch joining us live with your breakdown. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Have a great week. Take care.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jennifer.